about, once again, up at the catbird seat, you striped across a lot of activity over there. Give a specific example that you'd like to highlight.
Of course. And before I answer your question, I just want to mention that expectations are higher than ever for service delivery, and the public is now accustomed to accessing content anywhere, anytime, and tracking orders for delivery in real time through mobile experiences. And
as they should be.
As they should be. We
Right.
agree. And then the public comes to government, and there's often a gap. So we're working with agencies to raise the standard of government service delivery to close that gap. And one of the places we're starting with is data. I'll share an example story from one of the high impact service providers. TSA actually has a great story of how they built customer experience capacity and then responded to what they've been learning to provide solutions for their customers. So this past year has been TSA's busiest on record. They've screened over 858 million passengers, probably some of us on this call right now, and managed 7 of the top 10 highest volume passenger days in its 22-year history. So an enormous amount of volume. More people are traveling than ever, and TSA has established performance standards to hit for wait times, which are either 20 minutes or less for their standard security line, or 10 minutes or less for their pre-check line. And I think the thing to be really proud of is that they have hit these goals on average above 98% of the time across all airports in the country, 98% of the time. What we saw in 2023 reflects efforts that started 5 years prior when TSA was designated as one of the original high impact service providers. In 2019, as they got started, they designed a customer feedback survey following OMB guidance that asked about the experience going through TSA screening. The survey highlighted a number of pain points, and one of the things TSA learned is that people really don't understand when they needed to go to a secondary screening. Customer's bag would be taken off the conveyor belt, and then they wouldn't know what was going on, how long it would take, or why they got selected. After gathering more data about this, the team immediately put it into their CX action plan that they were going to do a training for officers on how to explain secondary screenings and how to respond if someone gets frustrated. At first, this training was optional, but 5 years in, now in the future, it's now part of every new hire and officer training. And that's because they had so many employees showing up, because this experience was also a pain point for them. They wanted to know what to do and how to handle these situations on their day-to-day job. And they want to be able to convey confidence when customers are confused or stressed or frustrated. So as others have noted, CX is also about employee experience. Employees are the customers too, and we want to make their experience better because that translates to customers. So TSA is now seeing the impact of these efforts in their data. They just got their data back from the 2023 feedback survey, which this year was administered in more airports and to a larger sample size than ever before. Their results showed a 20% jump in people's understanding of why they're going to secondary screening. And using this data, they then got to go brief their administrator and the 16 security directors of the airports where the survey was conducted and share that piece of data that they're most proud of, that 94% of people are confident in TSA officers to keep our air travel safe, and 93% are satisfied with their security screening experience. So our OMB team loves highlighting this story, among many others, as an example of a team that started collecting customer feedback and then took that data to design and scale up a solution. So that's the type of transformation that we're really aiming for with all of the HISPs.